Welcome to Movie Damage, and we're so glad you decided to make us part of your day. And the wait is over. I have seen Star Wars The Force Awakens, and let me just say, it was a good movie. It was a really good movie. This movie was directed by J.J. Abraham, who recently directed the Star Trek movies. He did a fantastic job. He's been given Mission Impossible, and he's done it. He really has. He's done a fantastic job with this movie. Now to the cast. We've got reprising some of the main roles, such as Harrison Ford as Han Solo, Carrie Fisher as Leia Organa, Mark Hamill as Luke Skywalker, and these people are then complemented by this new batch of characters which are emerging onto the Star Wars scene, such as Daisy Ridley's character of Rey, Adam Driver, who is Kylo Ren, the main bad guy, John Boyega, who plays Finn, Oscar Isaac, who plays Poe Dameron. All of these characters really did a great job. The interaction between them was fantastic. I've got to say, the relationships of these characters interacting is one of the best parts about this movie. It wasn't like in the prequels where everybody was just reading the lines, there was no emotion going on. It's almost like these people were friends with each other, and this was great to see. So I have to really give it to JJ. He really directed his actors of how to communicate with each other. One thing I will say is that John Boyega's character, I thought that he seemed to be a bit out of place in some scenes because of his background. As I said, I won't give any spoilers, but his background sort of made me feel that he would have made different decisions. But that's just me. And it didn't. All his decisions were played out for the plot, and the plot was good. It was really, really good. So basically, the special effects were fantastic. It was lovely to see how JJ's basically brought in the practical with the CG, and he's melded these two together really, really well. It's very seamless in most of the cases. There was a couple of cases where you did notice the CG, but overall it was done very, very well. The humour in this movie was fantastic. A lot of good one-liners here and there. There was no poo jokes or fart jokes like from the prequels. This was just genuine, good humour, and it was well-placed humour at the times it needed to be. Also, the music, I can't really say too much about the music. I didn't notice it, tell you the truth. And the reason I didn't notice the music was because the rest of the movie was so good and grand and spectacular. So the music, when I see this movie again, which will probably be tomorrow, I'll be able to actually give a bit more of a report on that. But yeah, as for the acting, A grade. I mean, my hat comes off to Daisy Ridley. Because basically she hasn't got much experience in the acting world, and she's been dropped into this Star Wars role, which has got to be one of the biggest roles in the world right now. And she's handled it like a full trooper, eh? She was probably my favourite character in it. Maybe Adam Driver. He has a lot of range. I didn't realise how much range he has in his acting ability. He didn't ever come across like as Hayden Christensen's whiny character. He was a strong character, he was a determined character, but he wasn't Darth Vader. He was distinct in his own right. So the characters in this movie and the acting was fantastic. As I said, I'm going to have to see this movie again because there was a few minor things that I didn't quite get the first. Not that I didn't get them, but I thought they could have been done differently. But as I said, JJ had a horrible mission to do. He had to make Star Wars. And that means there was a lot of pressure on him. And I'll tell you this right now, he has made a very, very good Star Wars movie. Is it better than the prequels? Yes. Is it better than the originals? At the moment, it's on the same bar level, but I'm going to have to watch this movie a couple more times to really see if it gets knocked over for the better or for the worse. Now, even if it goes downwards after I watch it a few more times, it's not going to detract from it that much, because it was still a damn good movie, and it was a good Star Wars movie. So, what else do we have? I'm not going to rate this movie just yet, except to say it was a very good movie. And the reason I'm not going to rate it is basically because I want to see it a couple more times so that I can really get a proper understanding of it. And by the way, I'm thinking about doing a spoilers review for this movie. If anybody's interested in that, just leave a message and I'll get onto it as soon as possible. I will say that in some ways, some of the lesser characters seem to be underutilized in this movie, but I think that's just because they want to make them more center stage in the following movies, which is quite understandable. But as I said, it would have been nice to have seen a few more scenes with some of these other characters. But at the same token, the movie was a long movie already, so we didn't really want to be throwing too much in there and making a quagmire of it. Now, there was one thing that I thought was a bit cheesy, and that was the coincidences that happened right at the beginning, just one after another. And now, I can sort of let that slip. I mean, the originals had a lot of coincidences. It really did. And the thing with Star Wars is you can always go, well, it's the Force guiding them. Of course it's the Force. What else would it be? So, as I said, I can forgive that. And it's not a complaint. It's more me just going, but as I said, this was a damn good movie. I strongly recommend just watch it. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. If you're a Star Wars fan, what are you doing? Where have you been? And if you're not a Star Wars fan, it's still a damn good movie. I'd still recommend checking it out. So thank you today for joining us here at Movie Damage. I'm John, your host, and I hope to see you again next time. So if you like, press the subscribe button, or even press the like button. Now, we're always coming up with new shows each week, so hopefully I'll see you then. Until then, may the Force be with you.